Hello, welcome or welcome back. I'm Phaedra. It is Valentine's week, and for the past 3 years I think, we have sold huge amounts of flowers roadside, and we're doing it again this year. So even though we've shut down the florist business and we haven't been taking orders for almost a year, we are doing roadside. We're going to test the water, see what happens. Right now we're going to go in and pick up the order from the wholesaler, so let's go. Got it. Now I'm looking at it though, I'm a little bit concerned that I've overspent. This video, I am going to share with you how much everything cost and how much profit we make and everything like that. Now that we're not running it as a business, I feel like I don't have to be as private about all of that. Like, this is a side gig now. I'm hoping that was $700 or less. At the worst, $750. But I haven't been buying flowers for a while, so I'm not actually sure how much prices have gone up. I'm just waiting for the email to come through. I've never picked up flowers on Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and then be that flat out and not ready. So I don't know what's happened. I don't know whether everybody's expecting this to be absolutely enormous, bigger than other years, or whether something's just happened and they've just fallen behind. I don't know. Anyway, I need to now head home. We're going to start stripping these flowers. I'm back. I need to clean this room up a little bit. I meant to do it yesterday, but now that the room's sort of used as an extra room and a storage room, it's not as much space as what you're used to seeing on these videos. So we're going to have to just make it work. This is what I've got. So I've got 4 buckets of native posies. So there's 20 posies. I got the imported baby's breath, the disc buds. I just got all pink ones, and then I've got white Chrissies, and they've chucked in a couple of peachy coloured ones, I guess, to just make my order up. I'm keeping it very simple this year. I still haven't got the bill, so I still can't tell you how much that was, but it all looks pretty good. Hopefully once I start opening it all, it's in good condition. So let's get into it. I've got to do a quick tidy up and then set up to work on these native bouquets. I could hear a tiny meow. She wanted to get in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through just one of these bouquets because they're all going to be the same and show you what I'm doing. I'll just grab one. So as I said before, I order these bundles. So there's 5 posies in here, and they're actually just bundled up. But the problem is they've got all the foliage on the leaves and they're not spiraled. So what I'm going to do is take it apart, strip the leaves and rewrap it, and then that's the native bouquet. All right, let's make this up. I'm hoping that this year, this Valentine's Day, I can do this pretty quickly and get through these really quick, because the natives usually take me almost a day to get through, because I'm stripping leaves, I'm rearranging everything. It seems to be a lot of foliage in this one. I don't think I need to put that piece in for that one. I feel like it could do with a pop of white. And I'm just thinking what I could use. So last year for the 20 native bouquets, I paid $270. If I divide that into 20, so that was $13.50 per posy, which times that by 4, that gives us the $54. So that's $55. So that's priced correctly for Valentine's Day because you want to times it by 4. Well, I do, just to kind of help with supply and demand. I always add extra stuff in, and I'm just thinking, I do have a lot of gypsophlia over there. Let me just see how many bouquets. I was planning to make 50 bouquets. I think I've got enough gyp to just put a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a pop. So I might open up one of those bundles. But anyway, this is my plan. Oops. This is how quick and easy I put together a plan. So this should be 5 bundles of gyp. These are always so hard to separate. Let's pop that in and see. I feel like it needs it. That's much better. I'm using these dots as my first piece of wrap because they add a little something extra. I'll put 2 pieces on. Sticker, flower food, and this is the bouquet. What do you think? I think that's really nice. For $55, I feel like that's really good value. So now I just repeat that exact same thing over and over and over until I've got all 20 buckets filled. All done. I feel like that went really quick. I can't quite remember how long it took. Maybe, I think probably around 2 hours. I feel like I'm in a good place today. I've got all of those native bouquets done, which was the goal, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get it done. I've cleaned up and I've reset. I've stripped stems, so I'm ready to start making flowers tomorrow. And I've just got to empty the compost. So if I don't get back out here tonight, it's not the end of the world, but I've got things to do with the family now. But if I can come out and start and just get buckets ready, it means tomorrow I can just get straight into it. Good morning, we're back for day 2. I got my invoice and it's not good. So the total came to $800, I think it was $818, which is $100 more than what I had hoped. So everything was pretty well okay, except for the native posies. They went up $3 per bunch and I bought 20 of them. And then a couple of little changes on other flowers, and it resulted in an extra $100 on top of what I thought I was going to have to pay. Which sucks a little bit because I've already made all those native bouquets and they would now need to be priced at $65 to be the correct pricing. I'm not going to pull them apart. I'm just going to make up the loss elsewhere. I'm going to go out into the field now and see if I can pick $100 worth of flowers, like at wholesale value, and try to make up that $100 there. It's not really going to make the biggest difference. Some of these I need to keep for seed. I might keep the biggest head for seed. Just cut some of these other ones off, I guess. Okay, I'm leaving this one, these two for seed. I don't really have another head that's worth picking. So I've got 5, bunch of 5. Yeah, I definitely couldn't pick $100 worth. I'm trying to not kick myself. I feel like this season's just been so bad. And it didn't have to be bad. It's just that I got things in so late, like I'm kicking myself. But then I've got to remind myself to be gentle with myself. Because I just remember my health was so bad. Sort of September, October, I was really struggling still. I didn't have the energy to plant stuff out. And I knew that once I got things planted out, it was an intensive watering schedule. I'm just thinking, while I'm here, somebody else sent me a buy me a coffee. Anybody else hate those capture things where you've got to click all the motorcycles or all the stairs? Oh, geez, it makes me nervous. Oh, okay. There's actually 2 people that I haven't thanked yet. So Sarah Clark, thank you so much. And Nikki Joy, thank you so much. It blows my mind that people that I don't know want to support me. Thank you so much. I'm trying to do like some aesthetic thing for you. But I've just turned around. There is like a whole mob of wallabies. I don't know if you'll be able to see them on this camera. But there's one here. There's one up behind this tree. There's about 4 in behind there. Can you see them jumping? They're honing in on me. They want to eat my field. My back is not good, so I've had to modify how I'm doing things, but that's good. I didn't bend over to fill those buckets, which is really good. So now what we're going to try to do is plow through these bunches as quick as possible. I need to quickly sit down and just recalculate the costs just to make sure I'm on track. And I'm going to try production line, just try and get them done. I've got a meeting in like 45 minutes. The native posies, nothing we can do about that now. So these $35 bunches are supposed to have $8.75 worth of product in them. It's not going to be possible. A display is $8.75. I won't need the full piece of gyp, so let's say $1.50 of gyp. And then a Chrissy, that's $8. And then I've got a couple of things, some foliage. It's going to cost me $10, so I'm not going to make the profit that I thought I was going to make. Sucks a bit. Cost of flowers has just gone up so much. So all up, because I got a delivery yesterday from a farm, $70 worth. So what was my bill from? The wholesaler was $818.40. So $818.40 plus a 70 from yesterday. This is how much I've spent, and I need to try to times that by 4 to make. This is our profit. On a usual day, I'd be timesing that by 3, which would be this amount. So let's just say at this point I've done $20 $55 bouquets. That's 1,100. We'll minus the 1,100. So we're left with, so we've still got 2,453.60 left to make with the mixed flowers. Divide that into 35. So I've got to try to make 70 $35 bouquets to meet our profit goal for this Valentine's Day. And then we've got to try and sell it all. So that will take us roadside with 90 bouquets, 20 55s and 70 35s. I'm a bit nervous about that because of the way the economy is right now. I don't think I'm going to be able to make 70. I think they're going to be very small bouquets and they'd be too hard to sell. But originally I was aiming for 50. So let's just quickly work out how much profit we make if I do 50. So 50 times 35. It's a big drop. That's $1,700, $1,750, $2,850, which means we walk away with $2,000 profit, which isn't, for Valentine's Day, that's not a lot. Like when I say this is a very scaled down version, it's a very scaled down version. We would normally walk away with $6,000 plus profit for just selling roadside for a few hours in the afternoon and a few hours in the morning. So look, if we can walk away with $2,000, I'm pretty happy. I feel like I'm not putting as much effort in this year. I've obviously bought less flowers. It's not as big of an operation. And I just accept that. I just can't. And I also think it's not worth the risk this year. So anyway, enough of this. Let's actually get into making some. What I'm going to do first is put together a sample. The reason I love to buy the imported gyp, and I know it's controversial, the reason I love to buy it is that it's got these long stems that you don't have to strip leaves off, and it's really easy to break into smaller pieces. So to get it apart, you just vigorously shake it upside down. But you can see how that has grown like that. So to me, if I cut here, I end up with two pieces where all the flowers are around the same height. All right, so what we're going to do is one disbud, one Chrissy. This is going to shock you. And one piece of gyp. That is a $35 bunch, which I don't feel comfortable selling because I don't think it's got enough in it. So I've got a heap of foliage from yesterday. So we'll get some foliage in it. I've got a whole heap of leucadendrons, and I'll put one in each for a little sample. And I'll probably put one more thing. What else could we do? One more piece of something interesting. Asparagus fern, I feel like, is pretty interesting. It's just not looking like a lot, is it? I do have, so smoke bush, but I've just got the foliage. All right, we're going to go with that. That's going to be our recipe. I'm going to put the dots on everything because it adds visual interest, makes it look bigger and better than what it is. Ribbon and floral food. Okay, this is the recipe. We're going to just do a bulk load now. Hello. So it's nearly 9 o'clock at night. I've finished. I've done, so the 20 $55 bouquets, and I ended up with 56 $35 bouquets, which I'm happy with. So if we sell everything, which is obviously the plan, we will come out with $3,060. And out of that, I need to pay the $818 to the wholesaler, and I need to pay, I've already paid the $70 to the farmer. So what's that? 2,160 70-ish. Did I write that down anywhere? No. Something like that. I'll put it on the screen. So fingers crossed. Now we've got to hope. We're going out Roadside tomorrow night. So all of this I was actually going to do tomorrow. So thankfully I don't have to do that now. James was just so good. And probably because he's getting older, even though he's gone to school, he's got Wednesdays off for the first month. So he's home today. So even though he was here, he was actually so good. I mean, he's here chatting to me and stuff, but he's playing video games. He literally played it all day. Not my finest moment, but it's not very often that happens. What I'm going to do now is just quickly sit down and work out how many hours I've spent on this so far, so that at the end, with whatever we make minus our costs, we'll work out how much I made per hour. Hi everyone. Moroni is due home soon to pack the car and pick everything up. I just want to wash buckets, empty the compost, and I'm setting up Valentine's Day in the house. I'll go and show you that because I always do something nice and cute, mainly for the kids, but I do it as a family thing, obviously. I've got a cake in. I need to ice that, which I'll have time for. So this is going to be our little Valentine's dinner. I'm going to make up pizza dough and make it into little heart shapes, and they can make a heart-shaped pizza for tea. We are heading in. Moroni's been in selling for about 2 hours, but he's only had 4 sales, which isn't great. That's terrible. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going okay.
How many have we sold?
7.
It's pretty bad. I've got like 80 bouquets. Morning. So the next day I got up pretty early and the problem we have today is there's storms around, and we've been having very kind of violent gusts of wind, especially in Wodonga, so I don't think I can take the marquee. We don't have that much to sell. 35.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, okay. Good morning. I'm here roadside. I just got here. It's 5 minutes past 8. We just had the first customer. But now it's starting to rain. Okay, this is my setup. I've got the flower sign here. So people coming down the road this way can see. And then I'm just selling from the boot. So as you come down the road, you can see from here. We've had, I think, 2 sales or 3. There was one guy that didn't buy anything. He was pretty young. I think he thought it was too expensive. He's off to look at somewhere else. He might learn pretty quick. Things are getting wet. I think I'll have to move some more things into the car. Keep things from getting wet. It is raining so bad. So basically these bouquets out the front here are now being sacrificed because they're so wet. I just want to say, this is why we've used plastic wrap for Roadside. I do have, I don't know, maybe 10 bouquets, probably a bit less, that have some paper on them today. And some of those I'm gonna just have to get rid of because it just, Roadside with paper wrap, it's so vulnerable. If I had had paper wrap on all of those flowers when that rain was really bad, it would just look terrible right now. It just wouldn't have worked. We have an update. Look what's happened. This church here is having a service. So I'm kind of blocked in. I think I've got maybe 25 to go. And I had to change my outfit because I was so soaking wet and my friend came. So anyway, I'm hoping when these people finish at this church service, maybe they might buy flowers. And I have
that one.
You want the native one? I've got 17 left, but there's 2 that I can't sell because they got really wet. This is what's left. It's only 35s. It's kind of how I've got it set up. And the car park has emptied out. So I'm feeling a little bit lonely now. Kind of hoping I can sell the rest pretty quickly. The shade that I'm in is about to disappear, but I can move the flowers down the side here. And I think the rain's gone. We've got blue skies now. And I've got my book that I'm reading. If I can reach it. Has anybody else read this? So we're down to the last 13 and I'm bringing out the secret weapon. And I'm going to pop them in each bouquet now, and it just adds a little bit extra to the bouquets to just try to move them. A little bit of extra value and a little bit of extra pop, and I do this every year, Mother's Day and Valentine's, with usually the last 10, but I think I've got like 11 or 12. Time for an update. We've got 10 left. It's 1 o'clock. I'm going to give it another half an hour because then I kind of feel like the lunch hour is finished for people, and it's not looking like I've got much there now. So then I might take some stuff up to the servo. Time to pack up. It's 1:30 and it's just starting to get hot. Like, I'm sick of sitting here. I've got 7 bouquets left. Oh. Sales have become too slow. And I want to get home. Like, it's 1:30. It takes 30 minutes to get home, and I might be able to drop these flowers off to the servo. I need to go to the shop. I've just been home. I'm taking these flowers down to the servo. So now I'm going to go pick up the kids from school, go home, do a tidy up, and then I'm going to sit down and we're going to go over everything. Okay. All right, everyone, we're back. It's actually a week later, so today's Friday, the following week. I was just so tired after Valentine's week. And as you saw, it wasn't even as big as what I usually do. I'm just so glad that I stuck with that plan and just did a third of what we normally do. It was so much better, like for me mentally and physically and everything. So I'm back to tell you how we went. So straight into it, we made $1,861 profit. So pretty good, a little bit short of what we wanted. That doesn't include the flowers up at the servo. So I took 7 bouquets down to the servo after we'd finished. Only sold 3. So out of everything I made, what did I make? 56 $35 bouquets and 20 $55 bouquets. So all up we sold 50, 50, what am I trying to say? So 52 we sold. So that's pretty good. I'm really glad that I didn't try to turn it into the 70 bouquets, which was the initial kind of figures, to do it at 4 times the cost price. Reason being, it would have been really hard to sell them. It was actually much harder to sell this year. It was very slow. As you saw, I was there from, 8 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. So 5.5 hours on Valentine's Day. And it was really slow. So I'm so thankful we didn't spend more on flowers and take out 3 times the amount of flowers. And I'm really thankful that we ended up selling pretty good the night before. So we had sold half of our product the night before. Very grateful for that. Very grateful that I just had this thought, let's not go big and hard this year. And I also checked out the supermarket that day. So on my way home, I went and had a quick look. They did not have a lot, and it was pretty much all roses. So they had their normal floral display, but there wasn't much in that. Inside of the supermarket, they had, the single stem roses were $10. Little $35 bouquets, smaller than ours. I think it had like 3 roses and a bit of other stuff in it, $35. And then they had bigger bouquets, about the size of our 35, maybe a little bit bigger than our $35 bouquets. I think it had 5 or 6 roses in it, and they were $60, I'm pretty sure. So there wasn't many options. It was, for a supermarket, quite expensive. And the reason I'm comparing to that supermarket is it is very close to where we sell. So that's kind of the nearest, like cheap flowers, if you want to say that. On this whole project, I did 21.5 hours and Mo and I did 6 hours. So it's all of that works out to $67.69 per hour. So that was a good hourly rate. Valentine's and Mother's Day always work out as very high profit days. And we just convert our profit into the hourly rate of how much we worked, how much did we make. So they're always really good ones. It was really boring being roadside. I don't know how Mo and I did it for so many years. You're just sitting on the side of the road, basically, out in the elements. And I didn't have the marquee with me because I was worried about the storms. But of course it poured rain. Like, it was a challenging day. It was very boring and kind of uncomfortable. I got really wet. I got really cold. My feet were wet the whole day because they got wet in that early shower because I kind of didn't have anywhere to sit. I just kind of like propped myself into the car, but they'd already got wet. So I feel like I don't want to do it again. I'm not sure how Mo and I feels. I don't know how we'll feel by the time Mother's Day comes around. We might do it again, but we're going to have to buy everything in again because I don't think I'm going to put in anything for Mother's Day, and I've only got the Chrissies in at the moment. You will find out in a little bit why. And in future years, I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like if the economy changes and people's spending changes and things improve, it might become a really good way to sell flowers again. But at the moment, it's kind of difficult. Anyway, I hope this video was informative and helpful. If it's something you want to go out and do, I hope it gives you some information about how to go about it, and I'll see you next video.